All right, welcome back. And hopefully you have the pen template downloaded and you have Blender open. Now, I should have mentioned also that this is running off of Blender 2.7. If you're using Blender 2.8, the template might start behaving weird. I don't know if it'll work perfectly. So if you're using 2.8, maybe switch to 2.7 just for this project, or it might work. It's just that I built it using the older version of Blender just to make it a little bit easier for what the computers have in the lab that we have at school. But 2.8 is the most recent, and it probably also works. Anyway, let's talk about this. This is where the fun starts. We have basically a side view here. We have a perspective view, we have a front view, and we have a top view. And I've arranged them in such a way that you can kind of see everything all at once. This allows us to coordinate our design and kind of see at every angle simultaneously. Basically, I know that this probably looks a little bit complicated, but it's set up in such a way that it's very hard for you to break anything. All you need to do, really, is you use your mouse to change either the materials or the shape. That's everything that you need to do for this. You don't need to worry about anything else. All you need to do is you use the mouse with right click if you're using Blender 2.7, left click if it's 2.8. Right click to select one of the curves that are hovering above the pen, and then you press tab to go into edit mode. And at that point, you can use one of these arrows to adjust the shape of these different points on the curve. And you just right click to select the points. And you use the arrows to lift up and down to change the shape of your pen. And you can see how it is automatically updating in all the different views. And that is basically all you need to do for this. Do not, if you want to zoom in, you can use the middle mouse button, zoom in and out. Okay. And if you want to shift your view, you just hold shift and click the middle mouse button, and then you can pan left and right. And that way you can like get close and look around. Okay. But what I was going to say is don't adjust this one because obviously it's going to change the front of the pen and won't look nice anymore. And also don't adjust the back one because that's also going to have the same problem. But all the other ones are free for you to play around with. You can adjust this. You can make like tight edges. You can even change the angle here to change how that affects it. And basically just play around with the different shapes. And then you press tab to get out. Then you right click the other one, press tab, and now I can play around with this one. And I can just basically make any shapes I want. Maybe I want it to kind of taper from the back, kind of like that. So it's going to kind of just have like a nice gentle taper. And then maybe this one, I want to actually be kind of thin with a bulge. And then kind of like that. Maybe I like that design. You can also, if you want to, you can add more points to the curve. To do that, you select two of the points and you press W, the W key, and then you press subdivide. And that actually adds another point. So I can go like this, W, subdivide, and add a point in here. If I wanted to make this like a really tight cut into the pen, maybe I want to make some sort of shape like this. I can also press S to kind of change the spacing here. And then I can bring these in. And I'm zooming in just to kind of... you don't need to change the angle. Sorry. I'm zooming in just to see, and I'm holding shift and middle mouse button to kind of climb around to see where I want to do. There. So maybe I want something like that. Maybe not quite that deep, but maybe a bit tighter. And then I'm going to go like scale this down. Bring it even in more. So maybe I want like a hard edge like that. And then, now keep in mind that these are a bit tricky to build in actuality and they don't always look nice, but if you want, play around with it. So then let's say I like this design. Maybe I want to have it actually kind of come down like that. That's kind of cool. And now I want to see what it might actually look like in real life. Well, you're in luck because I've actually built this for you to not only preview your design, but also, or like not only practice shaping the design, but also to preview what it might look like. To do that, go down to this top view here. And in here, change this to rendered. You press this button down here, switch to rendered. And there, ooh, now we can start to see the colors. Okay, this is interesting, isn't it? So now we see a preview of the colors that it has. And from here, we can actually now select the body and even select the different parts of the pen. And we can change what the appearance is. So first of all, let's say we want these to be a different color. Well, I've set it up so there's brass, copper, and silver. So let's change it to brass to see what that looks like. So set here, brass, and I mean, if you get a pen kit, it's all going to be the same. So you can't mix and match those too much. But that actually looks quite nice. Then the other option you have is you can change the wood, and I have 3 options for the wood. I have wood 1, wood 2, wood 3. So wood 1 is like a yellow, maybe kind of like a pine. Wood 2 is kind of my attempt at making a purple heart. And wood 3 is, I'm not really sure, just like some sort of white wood. But there you go. There's the different options. Or you can choose, if you would prefer, you can also choose untextured. So you switch to untextured. And that actually allows you to just choose a color. So this would be like, I guess, if you were to make it out of plastic or painted it, you could like give it whatever color you like. Then, once you have all that ready to go and you have your color set up, I actually am going to go back to the wood too. I think I quite liked how that looked. So we're going to go like that. Then the final kind of pièce de résistance of this, because this is just a preview of the render, the actual render is here. So what we do is actually press the render button, which turns it into a picture for us. So we go here, we press render, and there we go. It's going to generate a picture. Now, depending on the computer you're using, this could actually take a while. So go grab a drink or go to the bathroom, and then when you're done, when you come back, it might be finished. And so this is a kind of final image of your pen. And then you can go image, and you can go save a copy, and you can save it anywhere you like. So I could save it to that same folder. I could call it like pen render 1, save, and close. And now in the folder that I had here in pen design, now I have pen render 1 here. And if you want, you could, if you are wanting to make your computer work really hard, you could change this to 100% here, which is the resolution, and that would take a long time to render. If you have less time, you could change it to 25% quality, whatever you like. Basically, that's going to change the quality of the image. The other thing, the last thing you could change is in here, there's actually a setting for the environment color. So if you wanted to see what it might look like under different lighting conditions, like maybe under like a yellow light, or under a red neon light, or like different times of day, things like that, you can actually change the lighting conditions here and play around with that, and then do another render with different lighting conditions. So I could change this to yellow, and then I could do another render here, and now the light is actually going to be much different. So that actually will change the overall color perceived on the pen, because it's light coming in will actually change the perceived color. So that's basically it. And if you don't want the render, if you want to stop it, you just press escape, it'll pause, and then you can close. That's basically all you need to do is play around with these. So once again, you only need to really tweak these 2 lines. So you select these lines, you zoom in, hold shift, middle mouse button to move along, and then you can adjust these at your leisure. You can subdivide by going W, subdivide, and then now I can cut in to however I like. And then you can change the colors. Over here you have the different material options, and then you can change different pen body types or material types. So that's basically it for this, and the only thing I'd like you to do is to have a few different variations, a few different ideas, and include those as renders. And if you're interested in other techniques, don't hesitate to post a comment or talk to me or send me an email, and I can tell you more about what this software can do. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what you guys can do with this. Thanks for watching.